for joining me for Story Time with Gam Gam. We have another Alice in Bibleland story. This is the story of the lost sheep. Maybe you know it, maybe not, but let's find out what this story was like for Alice and her adventures in Bibleland. A little girl named Alice was content as she could be as she read her Bible storybook underneath a shade tree. That day she chose to read about a sheep that strayed away, a story Jesus chose to tell his followers one day. So I guess the little sheep wandered off. As she read her book and looked at all the pictures in it, her friend the airmail bird stopped by. He only stayed a minute. The airmail bird gave her a note, then waved his wings goodbye. As Alice read this little note, he flew up in the sky. He's flying away. Reading is the magic key to take you where you want to be. And we use our imagination when we read, don't we? And we can see ourselves exactly inside the story, enjoying the adventure with them. Her storybook became a screen. The screen grew tall and wide, and Alice took a little walk to Bibleland inside. She went back to Jesus' time, and much to her surprise, the story she was reading came to life before her eyes. Alice saw that Jesus was sitting on a rock. The crowd around him quieted so all could hear him talk. Jesus was a teacher. He was well known far and wide, and everywhere he came to speak, crowds gathered at his side. He welcomed everyone to him, the children and the old. Even thieves and other sinners were welcomed to the fold. Why listen to this teacher, called someone in the crowd. He loves thieves and sinners, he shouted very loud. To answer this objection, Jesus told this little tale, which shows how God, our shepherd, loves his people without fail. A shepherd tending to his flock outside of Galilee, he saw that they were fed and clean and happy and healthy as could be. Every single morning and before he went to sleep, he counted all 100 of his very precious sheep. And I know you've heard about counting sheep to go to sleep. Evidently, counting his sheep did not make him go to sleep. But one morning as he counted his sheep which stood in line, he discovered one was missing. There were only 99. Oh no, where is the other sheep? The shepherd feared one little sheep all alone might find deep dark wells, fierce animals, and dangers of all kind. And so he set out right away to find his little sheep. He searched the rocky hillside. Ooh, that's quite the cliff there. That's quite frightening. Where the crevices were deep, and that's what that is. That's a big crevasse. See the rocks falling down, down, down. And there's the little airmail bird, kind of keeping an eye on the story maybe. And stuck between two jagged rocks, the shepherd finally found his little sheep had fallen and was lying on the ground. Oh no. It took a great amount of time and much more energy, but the shepherd kept on working till the sheep was finally free. Because the sheep had hurt its leg when it took its rocky fall, it just kept toppling over and couldn't walk at all. Ow, that doesn't sound pleasant, does it? He washed the sheep's wound in a spring that bubbled from the ground, then made a bandage from his robe and wrapped it all around. The little sheep still stumbled, so to keep it out of harm, the shepherd gently carried it, nestled in his arms. And that's what Jesus does for us too. When we're hurt or we're struggling, He carries us so that we can have Him right beside us, close every step of the way. The shepherd knew that he had come a very long, long way. He wanted to return back home before the end of day. So the shepherd didn't stop to rest. He took no time to eat. He walked, and in his arms the sheep began to bleat. He didn't rest until the sheep was back with all the others, bleating his adventure to his sisters and his brothers. See, he's telling them all about how he got lost. He fell and hurt himself, and the shepherd came and rescued him and cleaned his owie and wrapped it up tight, then carried him safely back to be with everyone that night. And when the stars came out that night, before he went to sleep, the shepherd once more counted all 100 of his sheep. And they were all there, weren't they? The story told was done. Alice tiptoed from the scene. She went home by walking through her storybook's big screen. Oh, it looks like a little lamb watching her just right there. Alice went inside her house. She put her book away and thought about what she learned in Bibleland that day. Like the loving shepherd, Jesus counts us, one and all. He'll stop to pick us up if we should stumble or fall. He'll gather us into his arms. He'll hold us close, and then he'll stay with us and guide us back to God's home again. So do you think maybe the sheep that she found wasn't where he was supposed to be? People are like little sheep. God won't be happy till each and every one of us knows his way and will. And so she took the little sheep back to the farm where he belonged. And Alice thought, how glad I am to be God's little lamb, for the more I know his loving ways, the happier I am. And I hope that you know about how much God loves you and wants to be your shepherd and to take care of you. You have a good night. I love you.